Iron Maiden about to kick off the 2026 leg of their Run for Your Lives tour, and it looks like we're up for a couple of awesome surprises. Now, first of all, I have to come clean. When the 2026 Run for Your Lives tour was announced, I was actually 100% sure that Iron Maiden will not be changing anything regarding their setlist or production. First of all, well, that was before we knew that Iron Maiden would be going back to Europe with their Run for Your Lives tour. And secondly, because, well, I actually thought that the setlist as it was in 2025 was perfect already. And I definitely did not think that Iron Maiden would be going for pretty much any changes, because first of all, the production of that tour is massive. Possibly like nothing that Iron Maiden have done before, and thus changing pretty much anything in that show would be very costly for the band.
Yes, that's true.
Secondly, I actually believed, and I still believe, that the 2025 setlist for the Run for Your Lives tour was very well balanced. As first of all, unlike the previous The Future Past tour, the Run for Your Lives tour is not exactly a tour only for die-hard fans, but rather a tour to celebrate the 50th anniversary of one of the greatest heavy metal bands on the planet, with all of the fans of this band around the world, including people who are not too fanatical about this band, yet generally enjoy their early output, and thus would love to celebrate the golden years of Iron Maiden. And yes, it is pretty natural that given all that, the 2025 setlist of the Run for Your Lives tour was full of classic hits. The songs which pretty much every person who have ever heard about Iron Maiden would know for sure. Like that one, for example. But at the same time, I actually think that the setlist also contained a couple of really incredible surprises, which were aimed specifically at die-hard fans like myself, and like I'm more than sure most of the people who are watching this channel, including Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, The Clairvoyant, and Murders in a Room arc, which has not been performed live before that for 20 years. And before that was performed live just a handful of times in the 90s, after its initial glory days of the early 1980s. And thus I think it is actually really ironic that I truly believe that at least some of those songs will most likely not be performed live this year.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And the third and the most important reason of why I personally thought that Iron Maiden would not be changing anything for 2026 is, well, the Run for Your Lives tour last year was a huge success, as it was already. And with the amount of hype that this band has created all around the globe, they truly did not need to change anything to sell out stadiums around the world. Yet, as we all know, Iron Maiden is definitely not the kind of band that is afraid to go against the grain, right? But yeah, it looks like I was actually quite wrong, and the first signs of a possibility of Iron Maiden switching things up in 2026 came a couple of months ago, during Steve Harris's January interview with Metal Hammer. Yet it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago and the premiere of Iron Maiden's Burning Ambition ceremony in London, when Bruce Dickinson basically confirmed that there will be a couple of surprises this month, telling all of the fans around the world to watch closely the band's setlist during their first gig in Greece, Athens, this May.
Your eye on the set list as we start in Athens.
That's all you're giving me?
Yeah.
And thus we come to the most fun part for every Iron Maiden gig: the speculations about which songs will finally be played live this year. Starting with the most obvious object for speculations: everyone beloved Infinite Dreams. Now, first of all, most of us, including myself, actually believe that Infinite Dreams would land in the original Run for Your Life setlist, for the most part because of this book. And today I still believe that it might actually do so this year. First of all, because that same day Bruce Dickinson also said that Infinite Dreams is one of his favorite Iron Maiden songs of all time. And we all know that Bruce doesn't really say things just for the sake of them being said.
Yes.
And secondly, well, because Iron Maiden are still promoting their Infinite Dreams book. And if they actually do it, well, this will be pretty insane, since Iron Maiden did not perform the song live since December 12th, 1988, with most people agreeing that it might actually be a bit too complicated to be performed live. and especially for Bruce Dickinson, since it has to be played somewhere in the middle of the set. And moreover, as far as I know, back in 2012, I think, Iron Maiden actually did rehearse Infinite Dreams to be performed live, yet after running it by Bruce, they decided to exclude it from the setlist. So, if Iron Maiden actually plays it live today in 2026, when Bruce Dickinson is 67 years old, honestly, this will be pretty insane. But not that surprising, since come on, as I have been saying for the last couple of years now, Bruce Dickinson today possibly sounds better than he did in the last couple of decades, at least to me. The second song, which may possibly appear in this year's setlist, is of course The Evil That Men Do, simply because we all know that Steve Harris loves the track and wanted to make room for it in the Run For Your Life setlist in the first place. And of course we'll remember that the original Run For Your Life setlist did not feature any tracks from the band's 8th studio album, No Prayer For The Dying. That one being the only of the first 9 records, which they are celebrating on the Run For Your Lives tour, being not really celebrated. And so I truly believe that there is a very, and I mean very high chance that this year we will hear at least one song from that record. Yet the most exciting change which may happen is of course the one that many of us Iron Maiden fans have been waiting for quite a while now. And not because this song has not been performed live, no, it actually has been on the previous tour, but because there's this one nation on Earth that deserves to hear this song live more than anybody else. And given the whole fact that a couple of years ago I was actually told by, well, somebody that Greeks will be able to hear their beloved tune live, I truly believe that this year might actually be the year when this thing finally happens. But at the same time, adding new songs into the setlist means that some of them have to be sacrificed. And when it comes to the changes, I actually think that there might be none made to the opener of the setlist. Simply because it was way too good to be changed, and the whole entourage of it is simply perfect for the celebration of the band's early days. Yet if we assume that at least a couple of songs from the list above will make it onto the setlist, that means that they will have to sacrifice several tunes from the albums that would be overrepresented in it. Which means that there is a possibility that if The Evil That Men Do is added into the setlist, The Clairvoyant might be gone from it. Additionally, if we assume that Iron Maiden will be performing Alexander the Great once again, that means that they have to kick out one of the longest tracks from the setlist, meaning that either Phantom of the Opera, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, or Seventh Son of a Seventh Son might not sound live from the stage this year. Although, to be honest with you, I personally would hate to see any of those tracks gone. In addition to that, simply given the whole fact that Number of the Beast, Power Slave, and Killers were represented with the most amount of songs last year, I have this weird feeling that either Wrathchild or more possibly Killers might not make it into the setlist this year.
Why?
But at the same time, I have to point out that all of this that I'm talking about here is purely a speculation. Although I was actually approached by a couple of people who know the band's setlist for this year, asking me whether I want to know it. But truth be told, for my birthday this year, I'm actually attending the band's gig in Sofia. And as an Iron Maiden fan, I want to be blown away.
We are Blood Brothers!
So instead of making a sensational video for you guys, I deliberately decided to stay in the unknown and speculate together with you, to be just as blown away as everybody else at that concert. So please, do let me know what you guys personally think about a possibility of Iron Maiden changing the setlist this year, and if you believe it will be done, which songs do you think will be performed live in 2026? As well as, well, if you're attending the Sofia gig and you see a crazy Ukrainian guy with the Up the Pilgrims or No Fear of the Dark and Kiev t-shirt, well, please, do not hesitate to say hi. I'm super excited to meet as many of you as possible. But for now, thank you so much for watching this short and further spontaneous video, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!